Are you at risk? Doctors warn that these 7 Ts raise stroke risk overnight after 60. Senior health research has quietly been sounding the alarm on this for years. I dug through hours of medical journals and published studies to find the truth. What I found was alarming. Some of the most popular teas in the world, the ones sold with words like natural and calming on the label, contain compounds that spike blood pressure, thin the blood in dangerous ways, or silently cancel out the medications keeping you alive. We're counting down 7 teas that carry real documented risks for people over 60. Let's start with number 7 right now. This one is already in millions of kitchens. Number 7 is grapefruit herbal tea. You might think it's just a fruity drink. It's not that simple. Grapefruit contains natural compounds called furanocoumarins. These block an enzyme in your digestive tract called CYP3A4. That enzyme is responsible for breaking down dozens of common medications: statins, blood pressure drugs, blood thinners. When the enzyme gets blocked, drug levels in your bloodstream can rise far too high. A study published in the Canadian Medical Association Journal identified over 85 medications that interact this way with grapefruit. Many of those medications are prescribed routinely after 60. Too much of a blood pressure drug in your blood can drop your pressure dangerously low. That drop can starve the brain of oxygen and trigger a stroke. Here's the real danger. Many herbal blends contain grapefruit peel or grapefruit extract. The label might just say citrus blend. Check every ingredient. If you see grapefruit, citrus paradisi, or grapefruit extract, skip that tea. But grapefruit isn't the only hidden risk hiding in your cabinet. Not even close. Number 6 is licorice root tea. This one surprises almost everyone. Licorice tastes sweet and gentle. It feels harmless. But the active compound inside licorice root is called glycyrrhizin. It acts like a hormone. It signals your kidneys to hold on to sodium and flush out potassium, which causes blood pressure to climb really fast. A case report published in the New England Journal of Medicine documented a patient whose blood pressure rose to critical levels after drinking licorice tea daily for just 1 week. For people over 60 whose blood vessels are already less elastic from normal aging, that kind of spike is genuinely dangerous. The potassium loss also triggers irregular heart rhythms. Irregular rhythms can cause clots to form in the heart. Clots can travel to the brain, and that's when a stroke happens. Even 2 to 4 cups of strong licorice tea per day can set this off within days. Check your blends. Many detox and digestive teas use licorice root as a natural sweetener and never advertise it loudly. Which brings us to number 5, and this one is in nearly every grocery store in America right now. Number 5 is yerba mate and other high-caffeine herbal teas. Yerba mate is wildly popular. People drink it for energy and focus. But a single large serving can contain as much caffeine as 2 full cups of coffee. Caffeine raises blood pressure by narrowing your blood vessels. For most younger people, that effect is temporary and mild. Research published by the American Heart Association suggests that for older adults, repeated sharp blood pressure spikes can cause cumulative damage to arterial walls over time. That damage raises long-term stroke risk. Yerba mate also contains compounds called polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, which have been linked to inflammation. Occasional enjoyment is one thing. Multiple cups daily, especially if you already have high blood pressure, is a real and documented concern. All right, number 4 might change how you think about memory health. It's ginkgo biloba tea. Ginkgo is one of the most popular herbal products in the world. Many seniors drink ginkgo tea specifically to protect their brain. Here's the problem. Ginkgo inhibits platelet activating factor. That means it interferes with your blood's ability to clot when needed. A hemorrhagic stroke occurs when a blood vessel in the brain ruptures and bleeds. Thinner blood makes that bleed much harder to stop. Multiple published case reports, including studies in the journals Neurology and The Lancet, have documented intracranial bleeding linked to ginkgo use. If you're already taking aspirin, warfarin, or any prescribed blood thinner, adding ginkgo tea stacks those blood-thinning effects dangerously. Don't guess on this one. Talk to your doctor before you pour another cup. But here's where things get even more serious. The next 2 are ones most people never see coming. Number 3 is ma huang tea and ephedra blends. The FDA banned ephedra from dietary supplements back in 2004. The reason was clear. Ephedra was linked to heart attacks and strokes. But here's the critical detail most people miss. That federal ban doesn't cover traditional herbal teas. Ma Huang, the plant that naturally contains ephedra, can still be sold legally as a loose leaf tea. Ephedra dramatically raises blood pressure and heart rate. It constricts blood vessels sharply. For people over 60 whose arteries may already have some narrowing from decades of normal aging, that sudden constriction can cut off blood flow to the brain. A landmark 2003 study in JAMA found that ephedra products accounted for nearly 1 in 5 of all serious adverse event reports to the FDA, despite representing less than 1% of herbal supplement sales. That number tells the whole story. Avoid any tea listing mahuang, ephedra sinica, or Chinese ephedra on the label. Okay, we've reached the top 2. Number 2 will change how you look at so-called gentle herbal teas forever. T2 is St. John's wort. This tea is widely used for low mood and anxiety. It feels soft, natural, benign. But St. John's wort activates enzymes in the liver that break down medications far faster than they should be broken down. A study published in Clinical Pharmacology and Therapeutics found that St. John's wort reduced blood levels of the heart medication digoxin by 25% in patients taking it regularly. Similar documented interactions exist with warfarin, blood pressure medications, and statins. When your stroke prevention medication gets metabolized too quickly, the protective level in your blood disappears. You think you're safe, but you're not. The National Institutes of Health classifies St. John's wort as carrying major interactions with dozens of commonly prescribed drugs. If you take any medication for your heart, blood pressure, or cholesterol, this tea is not safe without a direct conversation with your prescribing doctor. And now we've reached number 1, the most dangerous tea on this entire list. Number 1 is comfrey tea. Comfrey has been used in folk medicine for centuries, often for joint pain and inflammation. But comfrey contains compounds called pyrrolizidine alkaloids. These compounds are toxic to the liver. Serious liver damage impairs the body's ability to produce clotting factors, which are the proteins that control how your blood clots. When clotting factors drop, the risk of both clotting strokes and bleeding strokes rises significantly. The European Medicines Agency and the FDA have both issued formal warnings against the internal use of comfrey. Multiple published case reports in peer-reviewed literature document liver failure and death from comfrey tea consumption. This is not speculation or rare internet concern. This is documented, verified medical harm. Don't drink comfrey tea, full stop. So here's what ties all 7 of these together. Most of these teas don't work like a fast-acting poison. They cause harm by interacting with your medications or by triggering blood pressure and clotting changes that a body over 60 cannot absorb the way it could at 40. Your risk profile is different now, not because something is wrong with you, because biology changes. And knowing that difference puts you ahead of most people watching this. Here's your action plan. Go to your tea cabinet today. Read every ingredient list on every herbal blend you own, not just the name on the front of the box. If you find licorice root, grapefruit, ma huang, ephedra, ginkgo, St. John's wort, or comfrey, set those aside. Then bring that list to your next doctor or pharmacist appointment. Ask directly whether any of those ingredients interact with your current prescriptions. That conversation may be the most important one you have this year. Tea can absolutely remain part of a healthy life after 60. In fact, senior nutrition experts consistently point to chamomile, peppermint, and rooibos as teas with strong safety records and solid research behind them. The goal is not fear. The goal is a cup you can drink with complete confidence, knowing it's working for you and not quietly working against you. If you want more senior nutrition tips built for people over 60, subscribe now. We publish new videos every week, and there's always something worth knowing. And next, watch our video on the top vitamins that can raise stroke risk overnight. It's linked on the screen right now. See you over there.